Hello, my name's Calvin. Welcome to my channel, the well-seasoned one. Today I am here on the Isle of Wight. I came over on the hovercraft, which was quite an interesting experience if you've never been on one. I'm going to be checking out a town called Ryde today, which is sort of in the northern part of the Isle of Wight. I'm going to go and check out what sort of shops we've got there, if we've got anything to eat, and I'm also going to check out a place called The Department, which is a new community project which has got a theatre in there and it's got all sorts of stuff going on.
I'm Sharon George, I'm Creative Director of Shade Makers, the company that runs this building called Department in Cross Street, Ryde, the Isle of Wight.
Hello, I'm Mitch Hamer. I work here at Department in the shop and I do a little bit in the theatre and a little bit coming up with window displays. Can you tell me a little bit about this place as well? Like what is this project?
So the building originally, well, there's a very long history behind this building, and as a set of artists we came into this building because we just basically liked the big windows and we thought there'd be lots of space for us to do what we wanted, and then we got to know the building and got to understand what the building was, and it's been lots of things, but primarily in this sort of 1700s it was a space that makers used to live in. And we've charted the full history, but just before we came in, it had been a women's fashion store that had closed down, and it was an empty department store.
And could you tell me what you guys are doing here now? What is this project about? What sort of things do you do here? There's all sorts of stuff going on here. It's run by Shade Makers, a international carnival company, and they've got a workshop on the top floor. But we've also got artist studios that we rent out and a meeting space. We've got a cafe upstairs in the where the office of Elizabeth Pack, who the building was originally named after, where her office used to be. And we have an exhibition space, a theatre space, and a dance studio where we run workshops and classes.
You've got a Poo Museum, is that right?
Currently we're housing the Poo Museum in our exhibition area. Yep, they're here at the moment until the 23rd of August. They're our current exhibition.
Brilliant. And can you guys, you're obviously from the Isle of Wight, where would you guys be looking to go on the Isle of Wight if you could go anywhere for an ideal sort of day? Any sort of food places, any hidden gems? what would you do on your day off? Where would you like to sort of head out to?
While you're in Ryde, the beach is one of the best on the island, absolutely. Other than that, we're home of the classic family holiday, so places like Black Gang Shine is obviously a more well-known spot.
Food-wise, loads of places. Yeah, every town has got really good places to eat. It's quite interesting with the island because we are an island. If you're not good at what you do, you don't really last because it's very much word of mouth. We've got a lot of local products like Isle of Wight tomatoes, lots of makers, lots of individual bakers. So actually the choice is fantastic. So yeah, wherever you are, there is so many good places. Well, we do brilliant cakes upstairs and they're all homemade, but that's us. The
Grace's Bakery is a good one.
So with that, I headed off into town and had a look around. This is Outland, a little computer shop down the end of town. We've got plenty of antique shops in town. Some good bookshops. You've got skateboard shops. This is Tav Cycles. If you need to hire a bike, they also do that here. So if you want to have a cycle around the island. If you fancy a tattoo, pop into Old Time. Plenty of pubs in Ryde as well, a lot of them doing food, and I think at one point Ryde actually had the most pubs per square foot anywhere in the country. Also lots of nice cute vintage shops in Ryde as well. This is Dig for Vintage. They've got a good selection of vintage items, way back from sort of the 20s and 30s and 40s all the way up to sort of the 1980s and 1990s. Also, unbelievably, there's a Christmas shop in Ryde. Yeah, a Christmas shop. It's there all year round. It's got so much Christmas decorations in there, you won't believe it. Go in and check it out. There's also sweet shops in Ryde. There's some really nice coffee shops. This is Chocolate Apothecary, which also specialises in chocolate. But a real standout is the Royal Victoria Arcade here. Inside, you've got a selection of shops, and everything from sort of your vintage shops to clothes shops, computer shops, and all sorts of record shops as well that are in there. It's really worth going in and checking this out, even if it's just for the architecture inside, because it's a really beautiful building. So I took Sharon and Mitch up on their recommendation of Grace's Bakery, and I picked up one of the local Isle of Wight donuts and headed off down to the beach to try it out.
So I have managed to track down an Isle of Wight donut. Originally it was apparently called the Bird's Nest donut, but I've not heard of that and no one else has heard of that sort of down here before. But also I've heard it referred to as just nuts. So yeah, so we've got this donut. So kind of looks like a regular donut, but inside traditionally there would have been plums, but this one has got sort of sultanas and raisins inside of it. Let's have a little taste. So yeah, it definitely smells of cinnamon and probably cloves. Let's have a little bite into it. It's not white flour. It's more of a sort of, not even wholemeal, but brown flour there. It's similar to a jam donut. Bit heavier because it's got the brown flour, but there's no jam in the middle, but there is raisins. Yeah, it's good.
So after filling my face, I headed on over to the west coast of the Isle of Wight to Compton Bay.
So I'm now over on the west coast of the Isle of Wight. It's some of the most beautiful scenery you've got down here. This is a hub for surfers. You've got miles of beach going along here. There's not much surf going out there today. The weather's been quite good. But if you come out here when there's been a storm, you're going to find tons of people out there surfing. So this isn't your regular sort of British seaside beach. There's not a lot down here. There are some toilets up the top, which is handy, but there's not like sort of any cafes or anything like that. I think they do have occasional bits and pieces, travelling like ice cream vans and things like that. But what you lose out in your facilities, you gain in absolute stunning views down here. Really nice beach, not overly crowded, but not a lot of parking at the top either. There's not a lot of parking up there, so if you are coming, you might want to come early or come late. Like, it's quite late now, it's sort of 7:30 this evening, so it's a lot quieter down here now, but still really nice. You could possibly go out there for a swim, but it's not really a swimming beach. It's a little bit rocky out there, but no, definitely when the tide's in, you'll be able to swim in there. This is a well-known part of the Jurassic Coast, so you will be looking for fossils down here. I'm just going to have a little look, but I think somewhere around here there is actually a dinosaur footprint that you can see quite clearly. All of this up in the cliffs here as well. I think they've found quite a lot of fossils and some quite rare fossils up here as well in the past as well. But yeah, so come down, do some digging. I think there's some good fossil hunting courses you can go on as well. So check those out when you're down there. So finally, I've just bumped into Martin at Island Gems, and he's going to show us some of these footprints in the sands.
Right, just quickly, this is a smaller one, but you can clearly see the 3 toes there, 1, 2, 3, and the heel. Still in the block. This is a foot cast, so it's the positive from a print. This sand laid in a print and then turned to sandstone.
Fantastic.
So these are about 125 million years old. This is a little baby one, but if you look around, you'll find others the same shape.
And who do you work for?
Island Gems.
I will check it out. I'll put a link underneath and you can all look it up.
Many thanks.
So that is me done on the Isle of Wight. Next time I'll be back in Wales, be exploring around there. If you've got any ideas for any places that are worth going and visiting there, drop us a message underneath, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.